When we last spoke, we talked about your hobby, and I asked you how you got into it, and you explained that you got a cold call at your office. Someone was calling to schedule an appointment, but it turned out to be something different.
Correct. I did receive a phone call, and it was from a referring physician, but it's also a physician. His name's Jeff Dreyer, who works out of Los Angeles, and he wanted help with a pilot he was working on for a very popular studio. So we worked together, and that led to multiple other collaborations and really my foot in the door to Hollywood.
Let's talk about working with Hollywood. They were recently in North Carolina filming an episode of a television program that you are helping consult with. Tell me a little bit about the show and what they shot in North Carolina.
Yes, so it was an episode of Royal Pains, and I helped them as a medical advisor. And interestingly, it was an episode that I already contributed two of the main medical storylines. And surprisingly, they weren't able to find a resource that they needed in New York, of all places, on the short timeline they had. So outside of my input, they actually found what they needed in North Carolina, which I found it to be a remarkable coincidence that it is the episode I helped on, and it's filmed in my backyard, literally 1 hour from where I live. So, of course, they invited me to be on set and see my medical story get acted out.
And the episode that airs tomorrow has a little bit of a dramatized background around car racing, and Carl Edwards, a NASCAR driver, was in the episode.
Correct. They usually on this show pick one guest star, and being at that, it's an episode about race cars, having someone from the state was of interest, and I did get to meet him, and he was a great actor and made a great contribution to the storyline.
Did they shoot any scenes in Concord down by the racetrack?
The storyline was all surrounding a race car driver, so it was all actually shot at the racetrack, and they actually did get the cars out there and did have some action scenes.
What's interesting with this particular episode, you talked about collaborating with your friend Jeff Dreyer, you're getting an on-screen credit for this story.
I am. It's an interesting point. When I started working with Royal Pains over 3 years ago, I was told, thank you for your input. It's great. You won't get paid. You won't get credit, but, you get to see your ideas on screen. And as the years went by, my contribution to particular episodes or generally to the medical side of all of their episodes has become greater. And several years ago, they introduced the point, well, maybe we can give this guy a credit, but only one. And so one season I only had one credit. And it's looking like this season nothing's for certain, but I probably will get 3 credits. And this was one of the particular episodes they're giving me credit for.
Dr. Oren Gottfried is a spine surgeon for Duke. He also works on the weekends as a consultant for television shows. One of those shows is Royal Pains, and tomorrow's episode was filmed in North Carolina. Dr. Gottfried gets a writing credit on this show, and it features NASCAR driver Carl Edwards. Thanks so much for your time. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from you again.